you might be a lady, I might be a man, yes, but your salary might be higher than mine. So we have this stereotype that a man is the provider. And I could see from that decision, the lady she's like a senior nurse. And she was really praising the man. I think it was that stereotype that a man should just provide regardless of the situation. Kama Miss Jali, when you provider and all that, could you just also try to help our neighbors understand?
Ninyi wawili ndo mliamua mlete ka junior. By the way, if you ask me, sasa mbona nyinyi wawili mliamua mlete ka junior? Mmekosana. Sasa mmeenda kotini wasaidie. Ati kama uko na hiyo pesa ulipe tu. Mimi hadi nikiwa nayo lazima nisumbue.
Junior X.
Na wewe ndo unatumia parental care.
So if you fail to do that, mkishindwa ku agree on what is the best way we can bring up this child, that's where the court comes in. And my guys in Nairobi, there are some people who will live in Nairobi and you'll never know what kind of activities they
Sharp boys.
carry themselves to. So sharp boys, when we say sharp boys, people think mambo na forex, nini. But
It's a diverse field.
they are becoming wana diversify haraka. Here we are just going to see how the plot is thickening. Mazee, kama hujaelewa hiyo. The plot ama bado utaelewa tu tukiendelea.
Information is actually power. I don't know if people sit down and do their own research. Like ukitaka kununua shamba, do you hata Google? Because most of the times, by the way, ukigoogle, it gives you an idea of what is supposed to happen. Like, do people actually
AI
invest? Do they invest like sasa beyond money? And just because I'm a curious person, I'm going to give you the most random fact first of all. And iko related to law, but ni very random. For the gentleman lawyers, you should not be wearing brown shoes past 6 p.m. When I call you for a legal dinner, nisikuone na viatu za brown.
niko tu na hizo peke yake.
This is Law in the Neighborhood podcast. Brought to you by CH Studios, creating content that connects.
Yet another amazing opportunity we collide here. My name is Colines Collines Muyeku, but you can always opt for CM. This is Law in the Neighborhood, your go-to legal talk show, where we get to dissect legal intricacies for our neighbors. Before we go on, I'd love to say a big thank you to our production partners, CH Studios. We are located along Wayaki Way at Almond Park. Please check out our numbers below. Engage with us. As usual, I'm always joined with a beautiful team of future legal eagles. Their full gang is around today. Mkoaje? You're so happy. I'm happy. Mko too happy. Sasa manza kujifanya innocent.
Acha kujifanya uko happy. When I'm around, everybody is happy.
Jago kwa jauzo week.
Mi niko poa. For those who are interacting with the videos for the first time, my name is Jerry Amimo George Ambuche. But uki summarize vizuri inakuletea Jaga. So that's where the name comes from. You can call me Jaga.
Nice.
My week has been good, especially hapo katikati. Some people here know ni nini ilifanyika, and sisi tutaacha tu hivyo.
That's between you two. Hata mimi sijui.
Mimi nasema watu wengine.
Mbona hata mimi sijui. Nyiha uko aje?
My name is Niha Chege for our new subscribers. Mi niko poa. It has been an eventful week, so to say.
Hiyo katikati ya wiki hiyo.
Hiyo hata sitaki kuiongelelea, but hiyo ndo the reason I am happy. I have been happy.
I think in our last episode niliwaambia they're always against me. Simona.
I don't know what.
Sijui.
I don't know.
Nani amekuambia hadi tulikuwa pamoja?
Juu hata
Mimi
sijui.
nashangaa.
Hata sijui.
Unajua hiyo ni an assumption. Una make many assumptions. So,
But ni sawa tu.
eh,
Sina mambo ingine ya kusema. Anyway, let's get into the episode. I think this week we are at least doing something different. For the past 3 episodes, we've been looking at the decisions that affect the arms of government, to be specific, the executive. But today we're looking at a family matter. I know mali tumetoka familia and all that, but the decision today, it is a very important decision. It will also just help us narrate to our neighbors how the family dispute should be handled and all that. So the case begins with a couple that was married in 2005, but they fell out in 2018. But before the fallout, they had a kid. And when they were falling out, that is in 2018, the subject child was finishing up her KCPE. She subsequently joined Kenya High. And after Kenya High, obviously, she had to join a university. But the kid was actually supposed to be enrolled at a public institution, that is JKUAT. But I think the mother wanted the kid to maybe experience the private university, so she transferred the student to Kabarak University. So the fees at JKUAT is 100,000. The fees at Kabarak is 150. That is a slight increment of fee. But before the court battle on these issues relating to the fees increment, I think the lady had gone to court claiming the dad had been a deadbeat, not providing, trying to run away from his responsibilities here and there. And this led to the appeal, because I think I only read the appeal. And from the appeal, we were determining, not we, the court was trying to determine a couple of issues. Number one, you see, I signed up to pay the school fees at JKUAT, but umetransfer mtoi kwenda Kabarak. This is an institution yenye it is private, so obviously the fee iko juu. The extra expenses, why are you imposing them on me as a father? Why? It is okay, I have the responsibility to pay for the fee, but si mtu unafanya mambo according to your pocket and all that. So the court ruled that the extra expenses, subsequently, they had to go back to the mother. But I think the court also talked about something interesting. You see, when someone is 18 years and above, you're now in the age of majority. So Section 35 of the Children's Act, it provides for the extension of parental support after the 18th birthday. So that was also the topic for discussion. And you cannot just say ati sasa juu mtoto amefika 18 years and above, they are able to navigate the world on their own. No, as a parent, you still have the duty to take care of them, especially if they're going to a higher institution of learning. You still have to take care of their needs and all that and all that. So the court subsequently enforced that on both parents. But one thing I think that our neighbors need to understand is that when you go to court asking for child support from parents, it is not a matter of 50-50. It is a matter of equity. The lady anaweza kuwa anajiweza, mzazi the father ajiwezi. Imanishi ati sasa baba ako fully responsible to the child. It is a matter of 50-50. I don't know what you make of this case after we went through it. Maybe we could start with Niham. What do you think?
First of all, that case, apart from its legal aspect, it really shows us what goes on in our society.
Exactly.
There are situations where you have separated, the dad goes and leaves the kids with the mother, or the mother goes and leaves the kid with the father. So I think it's a question, even in the judgment, they had highlighted that such decisions, they usually factor in the aspect of these are family members, there's blood relations, like it runs deep. It's not just a legal decision that you wake up and randomly decide the father does this, the mother does this. And there was also the aspect of monetary capability. How much are you able to provide? Because I think that was the root cause. Because if the father could afford paying the fees in Kabarak, they wouldn't have gone to this whole extent. Like, if you have the money, you'll just pay. But now you even have to put into consideration that, you know what, yeah, my kid wants to go to this school, but can I really afford it? So this transfer from a public university to a private university, it's a bit strenuous on my part. Like, it's a bit unrealistic. And I also think it highlighted, sometimes there are people who think that when a kid reaches 18, they're not your responsibility anymore, even legally. But we find that the Children Act provides for that, and it gives exceptions. Where if someone is continuing with their education, for example, university education, you still have an obligation to support them. And I even think, like, you still have an obligation, because personally, I don't know what I will do without my parents. Everything I want to do, I'm like, hey, Dad. Yeah, so I think it highlights what really happens in our society. Like, these things do happen, and the law tries to look at them from a realistic perspective. Like, you just don't tell the dad, pay this 150 Gs, like, find wherever you'll find them, just pay it. They recognize sometimes these people might have a financial challenge, and the court highlighted that in their decision. They emphasized that now that the mother decided to transfer this kid from the public university to a private one, she'll cover the extra expense. And I think there was also the question of help. The father had highlighted that the kid could apply for help for her to get funding. I'm not sure if it's a how or a he.
Ilikuwa she.
Yeah, for them to get funding. And that raises a question. Are you obligated to apply for help to get funding? I think that's a question we could leave to our neighbors to discuss, and share their views. Yeah, so I think basically my takeaway from that judgment was like, you know what, the law actually recognizes the challenges that might occur in society, and it factors them in while making their decisions. Yeah.
Zeri, as you give us your views, could you also touch on the fact that I understand the court tries to not look at the gender, because you might be a lady, I might be a man, yes, but your salary might be higher than mine. So we have this stereotype that a man is the provider. And I could see from that decision, the lady she's like a senior nurse. And she was really praising the man. I think it was that stereotype that a man should just provide regardless of the situation. Kama Miss Jali, when you provide that and all that, could you just also try to help our neighbors understand the law doesn't look at that. It looks at the equity aspect of that.
Thank you. for the opportunity. Nilikuwa najua mtacheka. So on that, divorce, I can say it has really progressed to become what it should have became years back. Should have been. Unajua divorce, it was almost somewhat a commercial enterprise in the past because of these views of the society that a man should do this, a woman should be like this. That wiring of the mind is almost going. But now people want that wiring of the mind to go, but they still want the benefits. So that's why we are in a weird position like this. And for me, if you ask me, in these matters of the child, we shouldn't even look at society's construction of what is supposed to happen. I mean, nyi wawili ndo mliamua mlete ka junior. By the way, if you ask me, sasa mbona nyinyi wawili mliamua mlete ka junior? Mmekosana. Sasa mmeenda kotini wasaidie. But the law is there to assist in some of those situations. Parental care is paramount to a child's upbringing. So it does not even matter who is the man here, who is the woman, who has more money than the other. I think your actions should be geared towards providing the best kind of upbringing possible by to the child. So if you fail to do that, mkishindwa ku agree on what is the best way we can bring up this child, that's where the court comes in, and luckily or unluckily, the court will make a decision based on the law and based on what it thinks is right. That's why you see they're saying, if you want to take this child to a private university, cater for the extra fees. Now, as Nia said, if this was a matter wangekubaliana tu, it would have been way easier. But, you know, human nature, hatuwezi kukubaliana. You know, Nia said, even if ati kama uko na hiyo pesa ulipe tu. Mimi hadi nikiwa nayo lazima nisumbue.
Na wewe ndo unatumia parental care. Paramount.
For the plot. You'll find that you don't know what's going on. You know, you might have that money, but rafiki yako wako, yani bibi yako anapeleka mtoto shule ingine na wewe ndo unalipia.
Unaangalia marafiki zako. Unaangalia mbogi itasema nini?
Hebu acha niambie Jerry anasema, Jerry, nitakucall out for being performative. Jerry anasema, you should gear your efforts towards basically the best interest of the child. So where heri mtoto wako aende Jamaica, I engage in, you know, Juja is its own dynamic. Pole kwa watu wa Juja. But anyway,
labda mtoto alikuwa JKUAT Karen, hatujui.
But ni JKUAT. Unajua, a private institution comes with its own packs. You should know better than anyone. So
unasoma wapi?
Better than who?
Walikuwa government sponsored. Sawa.
So like basically, okay, mimi nasema from a societal perspective. Jerry anatuambia bado atasumbua.
Okay.
But lakini kau madhe akona capacity ya kulipa the extra expenses. Mbona usumbua?
Kwa nini mtoto wake peke yake?
No, the father is okay to pay the fee ya kwenda JKUAT. Like, he's okay.
From what the mom says, this father abdicated his responsibility. Basically, you need to sugarcoat deadbeats, but you know, like angejua, maybe angekuwa more involved, angejua hadi angekuwa involved in the thought process. You know, there's many layers to this. Anyway, I digress, back to Jerry.
But unajua mimi
na mbona watu divorce?
That's mbona watu break up.
Like tunapendana, kwani kashitani gani ukuja?
So the thing is with divorce, let me tell you, nasiongei from experience.
Experience, see a divorce, a smaller version of divorce, breakups.
Not from experience. You fall in love with, most of the time, an idea of something, not even the person. And when that idea runs out, ama najiongelea.
An
example of ideas.
Hiyo iko kando.
Okay, sawa.
We will create another podcast ya maneno ya roho.
Love in the neighborhood.
Say turudi law in the neighborhood sasa. If you checked my sentences, sasa nirudi kwa wakili. I said the effort should be geared towards parental responsibility. Now this sentence is idealistic. It's what should happen normally without other intervening factors. But in marriage, we see a lot of intervening factors. Like even if some of us know our parents wamekuwa pamoja for 40 years, it's not like it has always been sunshine throughout. Kuna ma days the darkness
Nakam.
but it's a choice people make just to continue living together and doing their things. Now back to parental responsibility. In this case, kuna opinion ya dota ilichukuliwa. Juu mi najua mtu na mi sitaji majina. Hayuko huku kwa hii podcast. Mzazi wake alikuwa anataka aende a nice private university here in Nairobi. But mtoto amesema yeye kama si Juja aende university. Kama si Juja hadi mtamfunga aende uni aende. So what is the daughter saying in this circumstance? That's best interest of the child also. You must ask for their opinion. Ndo isikue this move to Kabarak ikue na huyu baba huyu msichana tuna interacting akituma do tu. Cha tumpeleke Kabarak ndo tu interact even more juu fee itakuwa juu. So as I was saying now, the law around marriage and divorce is coming to equalize and stabilize the position of both the former just as husband and wife,
The former marriage institution.
the former institution. Because you notice kitambo ilikuwa man juu woman. But kitambo was crazy.
What?
Kitambo was crazy.
Boy.
Mi nilikuwa naona some provisions tu na shangaa tu. But hiyo ni a story for another day. Then when this law tried to equalize, it didn't take into account maybe some of the inequalities or iniquities it can bring about by bringing about equality. Now, through this judgment law, we are trying to see them balance. Isikue, we are just saying this man is the breadwinner, so I provide, and the other gender is able to do it. So, take away of the story, marry rich wives.
What? Jerry leo unani-rage bait ile mbaya.
Take away.
Marry nepo babies.
Take away of the story is that as you get into that marriage, as even you don't get into that marriage, parental responsibility comes first, even before the relationship you have with your potential other. So nyinyi mnaweza kuwa mmekosana but the law won't care. Mtoi ndo wako mbele. And you see parental care si atukifika 18 ati unatupiliwa mbali. By the way, if you come to think of it, wazazi wengi washawapigia mastori vile wakimaliza high school sijui walienda uni wakajisomesha. Wazazi walisema imeisha hivyo.
Hiyo ilikuwa time yao manze.
So ama hiyo time yake haikuwa because we can Denza sema wazazi wote wali break the law.
Shosho zetu wali break the law.
Zeri uko na mambo leo.
The society then was different. So parental care, it extends until a child is able to, not even a child, even that adult is able to support themselves and wanaweza kujisimamia.
Kana 30-year-old you
Mimi nakwambia ni mimi na babangu hadi nifike
30. Kwa hiyo mengi na machache my parents. So unaona law inasema nikiongezea masters
bado ni yeye.
Bado ni yao.
Anyway,
tatoka kwetu nikiwa professor. But sasa
interesting. I think the key takeaway from these to our neighbors, as long as you have decided to bring a life on this planet, it subsequently creates an indelible covenant. Okay, so that's to make Swahili. Mtoi ana come first before anything else. Like the kid, Section 8 of the Children's Act, the amended one, 2022, the best interest of the child, they come first, and then it is well articulated in the first schedule of the same act. So mkosane tu mfanye mambo yenu, lakini mtoi mambo yake iko stabilized. And these are responsibility given to all the parents. And some of the ways you have to prove when you're going to court, if you want to prove a deadbeat father, if you want to prove the child support, and you must have evidence, you must have the receipts, show the court like real stuff kwa ground. Usiende tu kotini unasema Jerry ni deadbeat na hauna evidence. Jerry ana earn pesa. Jerry ana earn pesa mingi hataki kusupport mtoi. And what if yeye ni sharp boy? Umeona?
What if?
Yeah, what if? So it's okay. I think that is it for in the courtroom. Sina mambo mengi ya kusema. Jerry amesema we should marry nepo babies.
Don't misquote me.
Yeah, that was the takeaway.
Hiyo itakuja kwa love in the neighborhood.
Jerry, over to you.
For the legal bulletin. My guys in Nairobi. There are some people who will live in Nairobi and you'll never know what kind of activities they
Sharp boys.
carry themselves to. So sharp boys, you know, when we say sharp boys, people think mambo na forex. Nini. But
it's a diverse field.
They are becoming very wana diversify haraka. By these people kiendelea hivi itabidi tumerecognize profession yao.
Yeah, sharp boy ukweli.
Because they are coming in every field. Yani I think they usually meet in their dinners and then wako me I'm a sharp boy, which field do you operate in? Forex and online. You vehicle fraud and but sasa kuna our topic of today, land fraud. And in Kenya or just in any other African country, land is usually a very emotive and personal matter. Shamba hadi unaweza uliwa juu ya shamba. So here we are just going to see how the plot is thickening. Mazee kama hujaelewa hiyo. The plot ama bado utaelewa tu tukiendelea. Lakini nilisikia ukiexplain joke inaachanga kubamba.
Sasa like
A good what?
Lakini by now umepata ama hujapata. Aya, tuendelee sasa. There is this, it's not uprising, it has been there, land fraud. So you find that in transactions of land kuna tu sharp boy yako involved. So there is a receipt here, itaonyeshwa watu au maeditor watatuonyesha hapa tu. This is an idea of how a sharp boy can be involved even in land. So I'm just going to give three scenarios I know of what happens kwa maneno ya shamba, to discuss what the law actually says about it.
Yes.
And we prevent our neighbors from kukua victims here in town. By the end of this, I don't want you to be a victim of land fraud. Lakini kama utabaki kuwa victim, ubaki
Shidako.
victim wa relationship.
You metokea azi. That's so random.
We are not tupea tu ideas za love in the neighbor.
So random.
You know, the only place where being a victim is usually very nice is
Very-
in the relationship.
Jerry, mtu wako the current umeguzia mapenzi sana.
And I go through it.
Sawa, anyway.
So sharp boys in land, what will they do? No, if you talk about sharp boys, you think somebody will email you unknown. So what is here? This is what they do nowadays. You have your land, your plot of land. Hadi niseme hivyo. Wale wase bado wako wameshikanisha jokes hii umepata. Acha nikupe muda kiasi ucheke. Very nice. So you have your plot. Ruiru, Tawala, pali tu popote.
So Kimau,
Sio Kimau,
unatusahau.
even Upper Hill. Kwa wale ambao wanajiweza. Nyiha can tell us a thing or two. So developers come, they say we want to do a 100 million project on your land, and guess what? You're only providing the land. And then when we set up the rentals, we'll give you some rental income. Tutakupatia floors 1-2 ukulie hapo, sio iko sawa. And then that's not even the best part. Nona, for you as a landowner, you hear that
Mazi.
already. Then they tell you after 20 years, guess what? Tunakuachia hiyo property yote. Ai, sasa ndio unasema kuomoka. Watu walikuwa nasema
Mungu ulikuwa
lazima
wapi?
uende shule, ufanye nini.
It only takes to have a land.
Na mi hapa hii shamba hadi tulipigana na brother yangu huko inheritance nikaipata, si ati hadi nilinunua. So they usually say for conmen to get you, you must be more greedy than them.
Yeah.
They must make you more greedy than them. So wanakupatia idea, unaona sawa. So what they do is because they don't want to own that land, they want that land inabaki tu kwako. They tell you, we are forming a joint venture agreement. This is what, ni kama we are doing business together but each entity remains separate. So it's like you're creating now a third person. Ni kama mnazaa mtoto sasa. So parental care na so once you create that, now that is where the hapo ndo wanakuchapa sasa vilivyo. Fine print. In between those lines, they put very crazy terms. But for you, you're interested in the money you'll get from this endeavor. So, Collins, hapo una sign. Chukueni shamba yangu kwa Upper Hill, tengenezeni.
God.
So, you come and wait for some time. Then they come and say, you know, for us to be... Oh, it's usually in the contract. For you to show your commitment. See, this project is 100M. Wetoa 90. Acha si tukutolee 90 au utoe 10. Because si uta earn rental income from it anyway. Then unaanza kupiga hizo hesabu. 10M naweza rudisha within 2 years. Si hiyo haina shida. then they make the deal even sweeter. In fact, we don't want to stress you, just give us 2 E8 ingine tutakutolea. Wewe unaona kwanza hivyo wamekurahisishia. So you give them that 2 million. And if you give that 2 million, you expect construction will start within
almost immediately,
maybe 1 year. So kuna mtu alitoa pesa 2017 hadi wa leo bado wanangojanga foundation chini. Then see, of course these guys have an office because they are trying to make it appear legit. You go to their office, you say, hey, when is the construction starting? They give you basic answers. Kuna delay, the approval of construction, and so on and so forth. Unajua sadi ukisema watu wa gava mse anaonanga enyewe gava inaweza delay hivyo sana. So that is the escape route they usually use. So when you catch up to the cons and say, now I want my 2 million back. Remember in the agreement you signed, they have said something like, if you want to pull out of this agreement, you pay us back our investment because we have already hired my contractor nini wako, we've bought materials, we are just waiting for the approval, and then we pay you back your investment. So of course out of 98 million hawajatoa yote, but they can give you a fake quote of the materials and things they've done. It can equal up to 30 million. So you start thinking, nilipe 2 million, mimi walipe 30. Acha tu ningoje tu. Utaendelea kungojea. The next time you go to that office, unapata ni nail boutique. Walihama kitambo sana. Na hivyo ndo unajua umeoshwa. Now that is one way. Another they do is I act, nikijua Collins ni developer, I come with fake title deeds. I act na shamba ni ya Nyiha, najifanya mimi ni Nyiha. We do that, I get my money na kutoka. Then the third way they usually do is by selling you, mtu anajua vizuri hii shamba enyewe iko kwa barabara ama iko kwa river. So what they do is they usually buy it, they charge it, they take a loan with it, and then they sell it now to you. So unaona amechukua loan, maybe shamba tumeevaluate at 100M, then loan nichukue ya 80M, then nikuuzie hiyo shamba na 100M. So unaona kuna unfair profit na make hapo. Then wewe unakuja kwanza hiyo shamba iko charged au jui kiasi what you know, gavando hiyo na bulldozer zao hapa river inapitia ama barabara inafaa ipite, amesha kupita na yeye. So in this area of land we are seeing some very sharp people entering, na si ati mtu utapatana na yeye ako hivi suti hadi ofisi
unaningilia
unampoint out
kizungu pale iko fiti nini. And so that is where now we are attacking our legal bulletin from. Land transaction has become an area easily you can be fooled and you can be played. Na hiyo sasa ndo I think it's one of the most lucrative fields. Tunaona mashaboy wamespecialize, kuna wale ama forex nini. But you know, for you to pretend to be a profession, even you have a company, umespend to legitimize things.
There's capital.
Yes. And you find that these people don't hold their offices for more than 6 months. Wakishaosha wawili watatu kwa hiyo ofisi, wana shift. So why I'm saying it's the most lucrative, you just imagine since the field was discovered, maybe when you one person umeosha almost 500 people. hiyo ni you've made $1 billion out of
generational wealth.
your trade. Na si ati umeenda shule ukasomea kitu mlishikana tu hapo na maboys wenyu na tukifanya hivi ni sawa tu. Na msinikujie tafadhali, mi story pia nilipigiwa.
Unajua nashangaa ni kama unawapea ideas.
Hadi anawaambia what to do.
Are you encouraging?
Ama na recruit pia.
Unaambia what
Ule jamani visionary. So mashamba it has made silent millionaires. Ndo unapatanga msee akona GLE, unamuuliza unafanyanga kazi gani? Ni God. Hapa pale tu kutap dola hapo kwa laptop. So if you're behind in life, don't be discouraged. Kuna watu wanatumia some illegal means. Hiyo naji-encourage. So
you unani attack again.
In matters land transactions, it's your right to have property, and you're not supposed to be defrauded. In fact, if anybody defrauds you, that's a crime, and you can actually sue. There is a case, it's this year recent. It was a company owned a land upper two in the prime areas of Nairobi. I think it was around Upper Hill, Ngong Road, those sides. It was a company owning that farm. No, not farm. Farmland. Kuna farm ya I na A. So nimechanganya tu kila kitu. But a company was owning that land. A person came and pretended that they are directed to that company. And they entered into a joint venture agreement with another company to develop I think it was a commercial building, hizo maofisi on the land. So these people have even subdivided the plots. Wamesema huku ni parking, swimming pale. Oh, hizi commercial hazinanga swimming. Wame subdivide too. And then like 6 years or 5 years later, the actual owner of the land, the company, wanapiga site. Wanakuja wanaona ni kama kazi inaelekea kuanza. So they go to court. The court declares that the person who entered that agreement had no authority to do so from the very beginning, and so declared the agreement null and void. So now what does this mean for us is that watu huku nje wako na guts, and conman atakaa very legit akiku approach. What are you supposed to do? We advise as Law in the Neighborhood podcast, or as Mimi, for any transaction, just do it with an advocate. I mean, the law around it can only be so understood by a lawyer or an advocate.
Yeah.
And even the Advocate Act attests to this, that a person who is sued to be in a commercial transaction of land is actually an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, because they're able to do due diligence. They do searches on that plot, wajue nini ina affect your plot and who are the real owners, things like those, so as to avoid kukua victim. Utakuwa victim wa relationship, ukue victim wa fraud. Kila mahali tu unakuwa victim. So at least if you use a lawyer, na lawyer pia akai mkora, because unaweza end up kuwa victim na ulikuwa na hepa kuwa victim. So just use a lawyer or an advocate as you're doing these big purchases, including land, to avoid some things, na avoid kuwa victim. So I don't know what is your thoughts about that.
I think you've given a very comprehensive and detailed view of it, and some of the ways the Sharp Boys are actually marketing their services. But I'll just insist on what we said last week. And when we were doing the verbal contracts, we specifically said any matter relating to land, it cannot be something tunapatana magizani and we shake hands over it and it's done. Nope. There are some things you actually need a qualified advocate to take you through. I think we've seen over and over time when the deal is so sweet, msee anakuja tu kwako ina hurry, antaka tu i deal like we close tu leo. But an advocate comes in and stop the whole process, and he takes you through the process pole, and then you now come to realize, oh my God, I almost lost everything. So it is okay. The deal is okay. It is big and all that. But can you be cautious and just have a qualified advocate on board for that? I think that is what I'm just insisting. Na hatuwezi kusana bei.
LSK. This one is advertising.
I know someone. Not me. Anyway, Nia, what do you think?
I think also what I'm insisting on is get an advocate for these conveyancing transactions. We've been seeing these things happen over and over again. Mnaoshwa tu kila siku. Like, hadi nyinyi simjikaribishe Nairobi. All the time tu mnakaribishwa.
Umeanza na kutuattack. Amesema get an advocate. Na sisi hapo wote ni maloya.
You know, like, it's something that happens a lot. Like, you buy land, it has a court case. You buy land, it is charged. You buy land, you know. And sometimes these things happen because you want to be, I don't want to say a cheap person, but wewe unaona tu ukinipata pale kwa Nyiha & Co nitakucharge unnecessarily, while I can actually help you, because when I'm doing the due diligence, I know what I'm supposed to be looking for. I know where to start. I know where to nitaanza na kuangalia, do you have a charge? Does this particular piece of land does it have any succession, like dispute? Does it have any encumbrance? What does it have? Like, how do I move from here? Are there rates that have not been cleared and stuff like those? So I really also insist on having an advocate. And nowadays, technology has made it easier. Jupia kuna watu wanasema ni advocates and they're not advocates. Nowadays, there's a portal where you can go and actually search your advocate. Sindo, see? You can go and search and uone kama Nyiha enyewe ako hapo ama she just like masquerades as an advocate. So make sure
watafute yangu by the way. Mtanipata.
Unatoka kwa ule genius fulani.
Although tatumia LSK president hii episode. He's my friend. Shout out senior counsel.
So like just ata wewe, you know, sometimes information is actually power. I don't know if people sit down and do their own research. Like, ukitaka kununua shamba, do you ata Google? Because most of the times, by the way, Google, it gives you an idea of what is supposed to happen. Like, do people actually invest? Do they invest, like, sasa beyond money? Do they invest their knowledge in that particular line they want to pursue? Do you Google, like, where do I start when I want to buy land? What should I do? What is due diligence? Because sometimes at easy vitu, they save us from, you know, kuoshwa and stuff. Say ukioshwa tu, you know.
Ukipata Sharpboy ametengeneza AI yake. Ukisearch inakwambia, if you want to buy land, go to this person.
Mkona mambo leo manzi.
By the way, squeezy watu wanakuanga kila mahali.
Man.
But anyway, the takeaway is involve an advocate. And beyond involving an advocate, pia wewe be in the know-how. Burden yote usieke advocate peke. Hata let's say mtu anataka kukuzia shamba. You know, hata there was a time tukiwa legal aid, someone tells us they bought land, hawajaienda huko for 12 years. Sijui ni 12 ama ni 14. And then time wameenda after 14 years, they find kuna a whole school imejengwa hapo. So you know exactly. Sasa hata tukamwangalia tukamwambia 14 years. Do you know kama watu wamekaa hapo for more than 12 years, they can even own the land through adverse possession. Like beyond sasa involving an advocate. Pia you want to buy land, end hapo. Go and see, go and do your thing, like beyond be part of the process and involve an advocate. Hii mambo ya unataka deal ivane mbio, it will cost you, it will come to cost you. So basically just involve an advocate. Also verify the advocate you're involving.
You can just use an established firm.
Usko na involve Jerry. We involve to Jerry at your own.
Jerry uko na sifa mbaya.
Kule hapa pesa yako.
Tunasikia tu itisha
Mwanafunzi. You know, like also verify who you're using. Now beyond like established firms, unajua siku hizi pia kuna nimekuwa nikiona there are young people who call themselves freelancers, like ni advocates but pia wao tunataka kuwapea mboga. So maybe unaweza pata naye hapo.
Sasa mimi ni freelancer.
Wewe tu usianze. When freelancer ana license.
Ibiki yenu hii.
Naongelelea freelancer mwenye ako na license.
Ibiki.
You know, like just make sure you have some sort of know-how. That is basically my takeaway from that story. Now, I really hope ni make it kwa side before admin igeuke sharp. Before admin nione.
Tuone kwa headlines.
Na kwa mimi nimejipea hadi 2028.
Same 2020? 2027 next year. So 1 year away.
Nikimaliza hivi KSL kasi na jelly. Mtaniona hadi mimi Collins kwa na shamba. I am a developer now.
Your grid ndo masharp boy wanataka. Unaona hiyo grid unakuja nayo. Hiyo ndo watatumia kukufanya mbaya.
Nani mimi? Mimi nasema so unajua mimi naingia na know how. Unaona naambia mtafute know how. Mimi nitakuwa mjuaje. Know how ni mimi.
Anyway, I think that is it for the legal bulletin. Take away. Huyo akili una avoid yeye anataka kusave from losing millions of money.
Before uendelee, nimejua trick nyingine hapo moto na sisemi ati nimekuwa nikiifanya. Unaona hizi businesses ziko na scan to pay. Siku hizi masharp boy. Unaona wanaenda wanaweka QR code yao. Sasa wewe unamaliza kukula chakula yako hapo. Unapiga vinywaji zako hapo. Una scan to pay.
Kumbe una scanning yao.
Ulikuwa WST na kuletea na sienei kabila fulani. Kipngetich.
Hiyo ni tribalism.
Tutatoka hapa na Subaru Jerry.
Jerry unajua.
Alafu sasa unaambiwa na waiter nionyeshe message.
Unasema si nimelipa. Umelipa
mse fulani hapo kwa Mombasa tu.
Ametulia.
Anambia demu yake just give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Itakuwa nimekamna hiyo pesa.
Itakuwa imeingia. Yo it goes back to receiving money that is anyway.
Hiyo kuscan, just be careful with it. Na msiseme mimi ati hiyo ni idea na nimefanya ama ni.
Jerry, nakwambia sikuoni vizuri. Sielewi kama una caution ama una recruit ama una encourage.
You need to have your stand.
I don't get it.
Anyway, before tuingie kwa legal curiosity, I don't know if you guys watch news. I was watching JKL the other day. And people are so interesting out here, man. People, they get their own dads out here. I don't know if you saw. They get. I don't know how it is when you get into the political field, and you get. Is it? I think it is just a form of indoctrination, and some ignorance to just ignore the public facts. Kuna mse alikuwa naita, I don't know if you saw calling the president my dad.
He's the father of the nation.
Unaona vile niko silent.
So I think sitamtaja jina but ni sawa
Pia
tu.
watu huita mapasta hivyo.
Hapo sasa naweza ongea niongee.
Anyway, ni sawa tu. Hata sina like I just feel so bad when I see mtu akishaingia kwa the political arena, amekuwa opposition, amekuwa akiona whatever is happening. But once the system start favoring them, all of a sudden vitu ziko fiti. My dad ametujengea talanta, my dad ametufanyia hii. And you're my dad.
Let me tell you something I've seen Kenyans literally lack. It's the moral fabric. We are literally lacking kwa our moral fabric kabisa. Unaona ile yenye unasimama hivi unasema I nyiha will not associate with dishonest people. Now it doesn't matter if it's you, it doesn't matter if it's my dad, it doesn't matter if it's anyone. By the way, I have the most honest dad. Me baba wangu anakuanga na honesty ingine. My parents are
We have a lot in common.
like I know ati wewe sikuwa nimesikia we have a lot in common. Jerry, please.
Your dad.
But anyway, I've seen that Kenya lacks people hawana hiyo moral fabric ya we stand for this and regardless we hata our boycott culture. Why funny, like we are not even serious about it because tukiweza amua, let's say someone does this and we decide this person will boycott their services, will boycott nini. At the end of the day, you are the people who give these people support. If you're true to your cause, you'll actually succeed in what you're pushing for. And many people wanakuanga hivyo. You'll speak against the system until those people, because of course when they see you're vocal, you have some sort of influence, they'll try and negate sasa the story iko in our favor. And most of them when approached, unaonanga tu mtu ameanza kunyamaza, the next thing tunamuona kwa ndege, the next thing sasa ameita watu.
I'm just so mad. Unaona what's happening in Olkalau, like the by-elections. Like literally saying your government in a realize we need to give the locals mattresses. And now everyone akona a mattress labeled Government of Kenya. Like
But let me tell you something, Colores. There's something called
Nigeria amenyamaza.
Acha nikwambie, acha nikwambie, you can take advantage of something and manipulate it to suit you. Na pia wewe unaweza jiuliza maswali zingine. Hizi pesa mmenunua mattress, mkanunua gas, nimeona hadi boats. How will you recover that money? Because personally, mi siwezi kuja niwape hivi do bure. Na kwa mkiweza niweka mali, nitarudisha. Okay, anyway, I'm just saying anyone will do that. Like anyone will do that. So just ask yourself, ni sawa mmenipea mattress nitachukua, but at the end of the day nitakaa chini nijiulize, Jerry, mattress unanipea
Kwani mbona mimi ndo mnatumia kama figurehead ya gava?
Sumona hajasema kitu. Ni gone.
Jerry amenipea mattress nitalalia, but at the end of the day
What is he getting? What kind of person is Jerry?
Satisfaction.
What kind of, make your choice. Hata we kwa mjanja, si wameamua kukupea, we chukua, but at the end of the day be wise about it. Like be wise about it. Na pia naona hii culture ya handouts inafaa ianze ku come to an end at this point because hii ndio inafanya watu wanaingia wanataka kuanza kurudisha their investments either way. So let's dive into today's legal curiosity. And just because I'm a curious person, I'm going to give you the most random fact, first of all. Enye iko related to law, but ni very random. For the gentleman lawyers, you should not be wearing brown shoes past 6 p.m. When I call you for a legal dinner, nisikuone na viatu za brown.
Niko tu na hizo peke yake. Niko tu na hizo peke yake.
Mamba kuna hizo.
You know, that's just a random fashion fact. Like, I don't want to see you with brown shoes.
That's the only one I have near.
But that's classic fashion, you know.
I just find that to be, I don't know. Hiyo ni kunikazia.
At least uko na viatu.
Unajua look at you stop nepo baby. Sasa
Nepo baby ana.
unajua siko najua. Okay, you see the way people mispronounce nepo baby too. Like I hear some people say epo baby. So I used to think it is actually epo baby till I researched on it and knew it is moja. Skiza.
Calm down.
It is actually nepotism babies.
Sindor.
So Jerry, wewe ni nepotism baby. I don't know why we are shortening it to nepo.
Mimi.
Jerry, kwanza nani hakuwa anajua ni nepo? Si like
Tasema kama huyu Onyangote
don't say as if all Kenyans tuko level moja.
Nini?
Like don't say nani yako anajua as if tuko level moja.
No, mimi naongelelea wewe. Siongelei the rest of the Kenyan population.
Sasa mbona
si umetoka kutumia jina indelible. So unajua indelible lakini ujui nepotism ina form nepo baby.
Si nakwambia I just went to do like further research on it to understand. Nikajua kumbe Jerry is like a child.
Jerry wanakuingililia.
Bana
Child of corruption.
But anyway, Jerry is wearing sitaki kumsema akuje kutusu. Bespoke. Either way.
Jerry umecatch strays maze.
Today's legal curiosity is about citizen arrest. Is citizen arrest legal? Hiyo ilikuwa tu a random facts. Nisiwaone na viatu za brown. Is citizen arrest legal? Most of the times mnaonanga tu movie, mnaona mtu ameshikwa, I citizen arrest you, or I don't know what they say, but is it actually a legal concept? And yes, it is in Kenya under section 34 of the Criminal Procedure Code. A private citizen can arrest someone in certain circumstances. For example, when you see someone, for example, mtu amekimbia amejaa damu, unashanga umetoka wapi na damu boss. You know, this person appears to have committed an offense. You can hold this person, lakini si carry out police work ati uanze kumpiga ama kumfunga or whatever. You just hold them till the police arrive. And also a private citizen can also arrest someone. For example, wewe umeenda kwa shamba ya Jerry, umeamua uanze kumrushia mawe. Jerry can actually hold you until the police wakuje wamchukue. However, I mean sasa tukue na vigilantes, people who roam around waiting to arrest people.
Mimi nataka kuwa Batman.
Jerry usiku kazi yako ni kupatrol ukishika watu.
Jerry yako na careers mingi. Ana recruit watu.
Kweli.
Anataka kuwa polisi. But anyway.
Yeah. So basically when you're there, for example, you witness a crime, ndo huyu mtu asitoroke, you can just try and hold them. Lakini sasa there are parameters to it. You should use reasonable force. Si uanze kupiga mtu wenyewe, utagongwa na lawsuit. Useme ni mimi nilikwambia umshike. No, there are strict parameters to it. You should use reasonable force. Ile tu ya kumshika sitoroke. You should also ukwe na some sort of certainty. Like you just don't misidentify someone. Have some sort of, certainty on who you're actually holding and why you're holding them. So basically, you can do a citizen's arrest. It is legal and it is acceptable in some situations. Yeah.
Jerry umesikia. So implement.
So nikikupata ukifanya mtu fraud na kushika.
Kwanzia Monday ni mimi na nyinyi.
So
tutaenda jela wengi. But there's the issue about citizen arrest, it's a measure to reduce the rate at which criminals run away. Na unajua criminals mimi wananishangazanga sana. So they must face the effect of the law.
Pia mimi unanishangaza.
So if you come to think of it, really how will we enforce it? Me, I want to hear what the neighbors will say. So nikipatana na Collins hapo umeiba nini,
Associate me with like
niende nitafute costume yangu ya Batman ni kuwa cost vibaya sana. So I guess that's a conversation we want continuing in the comments. What do you think about it? If I come and arrest you, hadi polisi afike, how will you actually treat me? Si utaanza kunipiga hapo. Bedhe akianza kunipiga and I fight back. So now that's reasonable force.
I think.
no, you're ni self defense.
Unajua hiyo jina reasonable inatumikanga. Mimi hadi huwa nashanga. What do you guys mean by reasonable doubt, reasonable force?
Kuna
reasonable
even police in
opinion?
Kenya use reasonable force.
Jerry, nakombe huyu ni pro.
Tuulize si watu wa nini.
Unajua the story, acha tutumalizie hapo episode. Jerry, maliza tu episode. Malizia tu episode. Ambia neighbors kitu ya mwisho.
So neighbors, watch out. Collins can arrest you anytime soon. But that's where we are ending the show today. It has been true. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms. Tuko Instagram, tuko TikTok, tuko hadi LinkedIn for the professionals out there. So I'll leave it at that. It was a fun session. I had fun. I don't know about the two of you. But of course, nikiwa nyote mli have fun. Don't forget to subscribe. Keep it low in the neighborhood. See you next time, same time.
Love in the neighborhood coming.
Coming up.
Love in the neighborhood coming up.
This is Law in the Neighborhood podcast.
Brought to you by CH Studios, creating content that connects.